Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our episode 5 of Campus Placement Interview Series. Today, we have Anukriti Gakhar here with us. She received an offer from KPMG India in 2020. Let's know more about how she converted this company. Hi, Anukriti. How's it going?
Hi, Shubham. It's going pretty fine. How are you?
I'm doing great, Anukriti. It's good to have you here. And I believe everyone is quite excited because KPMG India has come to our campus right now. And they want to
Yes.
get right on top of it that what's going to happen in this week.
So thank you so much for having me here. And before starting, I would like to mention that this is a really great initiative. And I remember the placement season, makes you so anxious, and so it's a great method to lower down the tension level and give an idea to the students on how the process actually works.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much. All right. So I'll just explain how it's going to go. To begin with, I'll ask questions about you and your profile, and then we'll deep dive into the placement process. All right. I'll start with what was your GPA till fourth semester?
My GPA till fourth semester was somewhere around 7.2 to 7.3.
And did you have any PORs at that time?
Yes, I did. I was the marketing head at International Coordination and Development Program, and I was a member in the internship cell of
All right.
college.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Did you have any internships on your CV?
Yes, I did one internship in the first year of my college as an HR intern. It was a startup named Hauser. And then I did another internship, but that was after I got the offer from KPMG. That was a marketing internship.
All right. You did an internship after getting into KPMG?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So how did you get these internships?
So the one that I did in first year of my college, that was my friend was working over there, and she told me that they were hiring interns. So she referred me and gave my CV, and then I got an interview for it.
So let's know more about why did you choose KPMG? Did you always have your eye on KPMG, or you sat for other companies as well?
To be honest, there was no such company on my mind. Like, obviously, I wanted to, be a part of a good reputed company, a good MNC, and the title of Big Four always did attract me. But there was no such, specific thing in my mind that I have to, want to get in this company. So I was trying my level best to, grab every opportunity that came my way.
Absolutely. So this was the second company that came to our campus. Can you tell us a bit about what happened at Deloitte? Did you sit for Deloitte?
Deloitte, yeah, yes, I did sit for Deloitte. And this I wanted to mention that, we generally tend to take the aptitude test very lightly. And that was the case with me. I focused more attention on, on the GDs and the placement, on the interviews.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Deloitte was the first company, and I thought that, this is going to be an easy test, aptitude test, and my basics were pretty clear. And I thought that I'll make it. I mean, this is going to be simple. I'll make it through. And I realized a lot of us, I didn't clear the aptitude test, and a lot of us who were academically, well performing, they could not clear the test. So that was a setback. So that is one thing that I wanted to mention, that the level of the aptitude test is not that much, but you still need to prepare for it. Don't take it very lightly.
Absolutely. This is a mistake that a lot of people commit in the early stages of placements. Yeah. Moving on to, can you tell us about the rounds that were there in KPMG recruitment process?
Okay. So there was the first aptitude round, then we had a GD, and then there were 2 rounds of interviews. One was HR round and the other was technical.
All right, perfect. So there was no resume shortlisting as such?
We did submit our resume, so I think they would have made a cumulative decision, like the aptitude test. When we gave the aptitude test, they made us fill a form where we were required to submit our CV and list down some hobbies and some more things. So I think that was cumulative decision. The CV is probably one of the things.
Okay, so tell me more about the aptitude test. How many sections were there, and what was the duration of the exam?
Yeah. So our aptitude test was a bit different. As you remember, you also gave this aptitude test. Yeah. So we had 5 sections, which I remember. The major section was psychometric questions that we had. Psychometric questions are basically questions which are on your, they test your personality. And, they will give you a situation where you need to choose an answer from the options. They will give you basically a situation, managerial situation, and you have to select whether you agree with it, you don't agree with it, or which is the best available option. So basically, that's the test of your personality. And then we had the major rest of the sections like verbal, quant, LR, and a bit of accountancy because we are from the audit profile.
All right, understood. Can you give an example of the questions that were asked in the psychometric test?
There was a question I remember. They asked us that you need to think of some names about a project, and you did not have time to do that. So in the next, if you have a meeting tomorrow, what are you gonna do? You will just tell them that you didn't get time, or you will just whatever the other people are saying, you will just say that you agree with it, or you will try to just think and brainstorm. So
Got it.
you
Understood. So I'd like to lay out this pro tip for everyone who's watching this video. In psychometric tests, the harsh reality is that the 4 options that are given to you, all of them make sense. Like you can't say that this option is wrong. It's a perception. And that's what the test is trying to do. They want to know what kind of person you are. I don't know what kind of psychology is involved in this, what are the metrics and all. But what I heard from my seniors was that out of the 4 options, you have to choose the one which is the most positive option. Even if you don't agree with that method, but you have to select the one that kind of showcases a positive impact.
Right.
Okay, so what happened after the aptitude test?
So after the aptitude test, we had a GD, and we were informed that we were going to have a GD, and if we get selected, we'll be having the interviews on the same day. So we, I guess, got 2 or 3 days for preparation.
All right. How did you prep for GD? Everyone uses a different resources. What was yours?
Yeah. So So basically, there are 2 things. There are 2 types of topics. One are the abstract topics, and one are the topics that are related to your current affairs. So I googled the list of topics, those which are relevant, which were relevant at that time, like the effect of economy due to coronavirus, due to lockdown. So I basically focus more on the current affairs topics, because if you get an abstract topic, which we got actually, that was work from home, which is an abstract topic, and we know we can speak about it. So I focused my attention more on the current affairs topic, and that was my strategy.
Yeah, as far as I remember, the GD for KPMG was a bit different, because in that you were given numbers, and then you have to speak after a person has spoken, then second guy, then third guy, and they'd allot this already, right? So do you think this is an advantage or this was a disadvantage?
I think it was an advantage, because sometimes some people they're afraid to speak in, or it becomes a bit difficult. And for me personally, it was good because I was allotted number 3, which is a very good number, because you do not have to start. It's not in the very end that all the points have been covered. So I was pretty happy. But if you're assigning order, the first person who gets it, he's at a disadvantage.
All right. I was at the 8th position in my group discussion, and this is something that I had to face. All the points that someone could have mentioned, they were already mentioned before me.
Exactly.
So another thing for the people who are watching this video, if you are stuck in that position where I was, make sure that you kind of summarize what each and everyone is saying, and then contradict one person, which makes the most sense. All right. If you're contradicting someone in a group discussion, you're gaining attention, right?
Exactly. And I guess I did contradict the points. I guess everybody in my group was speaking a similar point, and I did contradict. But there was this one thing: if you're contradicting, you need to be very polite. You do not come across as arrogant. You do not have
absolutely
to
do that. Yeah. Perfect. So after the group discussion, what was the next round?
The next round was the HR round. HR round was pretty simple. Like the HR was very sweet, and she asked us, a few questions about our family, and basic questions about you. That was a very easy round, and there was nothing much.
All right. As far as I remember, they asked us about where do we live, which school were we in.
Yeah, where do you live? Yeah. And they also asked us if you're willing to,
commute to Noida.
Commute to Noida, exactly.
So, yeah, absolutely. So I don't believe that was a round in which a lot of people were not selected. I believe everyone was most of them were sent
Same.
to the next round, right? And that
Yeah,
was the
even I
final
believe
round.
it.
It was the technical interview. So
Yeah,
can you tell
right.
us about your experience?
Okay, so my technical round was also very not that difficult. Okay, so first we started with he asked me basic questions about my CV, about internships, about my society, my position of responsibility in society, and what I did in college, and then basic questions about why do I want to do auditing and why do I want to join KPMG. Then he came on to asking technical questions in which my accountancy skills were tested.
All right. First of all, how did you prep for your interview round?
Okay. So one thing is that you need to be very thorough with your resume because they can ask you anything from your resume. Like if you have done an internship, they can ask you they can ask you about the company, who's the founder of the company, or what did you learn from that experience. So anything that is mentioned in your CV, they can cross question you out of it. So that is what I really did. I did not prepare a lot for the interview because there was time constraint as well. We had to do GD and this on the same day. But I definitely did go through my resume and I made sure that if I'm asked anything out of about my internship and anything, I will be able to answer. And for the technical round, I googled some interviews like basic accountancy questions in interviews, and I went through some basic concepts of accountancies that we studied in 11th and 12th. So
Do you remember
that
what
was my
question was asked to you in the technical interview regarding accounts?
yeah. So I was asked some first. He started off with basic journal entries like the cash sales. Then he asked me about bad debts and provisions for doubtful debts. So he asked me the difference between secured loans, unsecured loans, equity, preference, debt, and he asked me the order in which they are repaid.
All right,
In
understood.
case of finding
Yeah,
a
yeah.
company. Yeah.
So were you able to answer
And
all of the questions that were asked to you?
I was able to answer majority of the questions. I guess I did answer almost all of them. And after the interview, I got to know that one or two were incorrect, but then I did answer quite a few.
All right, I'll just mention the questions that were asked to me at that time. They were the journal entry for depreciation and then selling of the machinery at a profit. What would be the journal entry for that? And what were contingent liabilities and where do you show them in the balance sheet? Then they asked me transactions that affected investing activities as well as operating, and then investing as well as financing, something like that, as far as I remember.
Yeah. Even I was
So these are the
asked
questions, yeah. And another question that they asked a friend of mine where he messed up was the principles of accounting. There was this conservative principle,
Okay, yeah.
right? That was, it was asked to 2 or 3 people at our time. So overall, how was your experience at KPMG India? I believe you have started working.
Yes, I have started working and it's been like 20 days of my joining.
Yeah.
And I realized that obviously there's nothing like college life. So guys, please enjoy it, firstly. And secondly, the culture over here is pretty great. I mean, the people that I've come across till now, they're very, they're nice people and they're very helpful.
Any tip that you'd like to give to the people who are watching this video?
Okay. So guys, I would like to mention that if you get through it, if you convert the offer, well and good. If you don't, it's absolutely fine. And many opportunities will come your way, and it's not the end of your life.